It started with a roar. Downtown National City. Late afternoon, the streetlights flickering against bruised clouds. In the center of the avenue, Supergirl hovered, cape whipping in the electric wind. A red ring's glow stained the pavement beneath her. Atrocitus, leader of the Red Lantern Corps 7, feet of pure wrath and hate thundered down, cleaving asphalt with one clawed hand. His arrival wasn't subtle. Cars flipped from the shockwave. Windows shattered a block away. The air itself tasted of iron and ozone. Supergirl landed a dozen feet from him, boots denting the concrete. Atrocitus didn't waste time on speeches. He lunged. His fist, surrounded by a corona of crimson energy, blazed straight at her face. Supergirl blocked, but the impact tore her backward through a city bus, glass erupting around her like a thunderstorm. She rolled, spun upright, clenched her jaw. Kryptonian cells word, recalibrated. But rage was not so easily matched. The Red Lantern swung his arms, conjuring a wave of liquid fury. It lashed through the air, biting into Supergirl's shoulder, sizzling against her invulnerable skin. Pain real sharp flooded her nerves. She bit down, steadying herself. He grinned. Feel that Kryptonian righteous hate, the universe's oldest power. She flew straight at him, a blur, fists pounding fast as gunfire. Atrocitus staggered as two. 3 blows connected. He caught her last punch, twisted. Swung her in a wide arc and hurled her through a skyscraper's ground floor. The building shivered, glass raining down. People were running now, scattering into alleyways, their panic echoing between towers. Supergirl pushed herself up, dust falling from her hair. Atrocitus stalked forward, carving a swath of rage-soaked destruction with every step. This was the problem with rage. It was predictable. Supergirl ducked the next blast, shot around him at hypersonic speeds, aiming a vortex of compressed air at his head. He staggered, snarled, lashed out blindly. She landed calmly this time, voice level. "Why are you here?" He spat plasma onto the street, boiling tar. "Vengeance," he replied. "Earth is weak." "Only fury is true." She shook her head. "You don't have to do this." He responded with an eruption of blood energy, a flood that incinerated half a city block. Supergirl strained, heat vision countering the worst of it, the beams gouging craters through the angry red clouds swirling about his fists. But Atrocitus was relentless. Rage was all-consuming. Hands wreathed in screaming energy, he pressed her back, hammering every strike with centuries of fury against injustice, against pain, against loss. She was strong, stronger than almost anyone alive. But this wasn't physics. This was emotion. And rage, if left unchecked, burns through anything. Or anyone. For a moment she faltered, feeling every ounce of his hatred, the sheer primal storm buffeting her mind. Her own anger flicker. For every loss, every threat to her city, every person she couldn't save. But then clarity. She stepped back, breath steadying. Kryptonian mind, trained for balance as much as strength. She let go of her anger, centered herself. While Atrocitus expected a counterattack, she instead raised her hands, open defenseless. He hesitated. Just enough. She exhaled, freezing him mid-charge with a gust of Arctic breath, encasing his boots, then his legs, in a pillar of ice. He thrashed, spitting curses. The ring pulsed furiously, melting the ice, but it slowed him. Supergirl seized the moment, soared upward, drawing every photon she could from the yellow sun overhead. Energy surged through her, lining her bones. She dove a comet, smashed into Atrocitus with the force of a meteor strike, driving him into the street, carving a trench 50 feet long. She stood over him, cape ragged, breathing hard. Atrocitus rose, battered but not cowed. The ring repaired what it could, rage refusing surrender. But something had shifted, a crack in the armor. Sirens echoed in the distance. Supergirl's posture softened. "I think you can end this. You don't have to be hate's weapon." He bared his teeth, red power licking the air. But now the fight had become something else. It wasn't about fists or fury, but control, the struggle to choose what kind of power rules. He didn't answer. In the silence, his ring flickered, less steady. The city's heartbeat gradually returned, the distant thrum of life undiminished. Supergirl stood tall, battle-worn, unyielding. Across from her was a being of rage, but the lesson was relentless. Hate crashes, hope endures. Sometimes that's the strongest force in the universe.